Well, guys, if you've been watching this show lately, I'm sure you're tired of being depressed with all the horrible news going on between the George Zimmerman verdict, the Gitmo hunger strike, Bradley Manning facing life in prison, and the NDAA ruling. God, this week is really shaped up to be kind of a bummer, hasn't it? Well, luckily today I'm joined by my good friend Lee Camp, comedian, activist, host of the Moment of Clarity web series, to give us a little bit of a lighthearted perspective on what else is going on. What is going on, man?
Thanks for showing my Rolling Stone cover. I appreciate that.
Hey, it kind of looks like you. You heartthrob, you. So Lee, welcome to DC. You made it just in time for this insane heat wave. But you know what? Climate change isn't really an issue.
No, not really happening, according to Obama. He finally gave that speech a few weeks ago where he basically said the answer is fracking, just endless fracking. And I agree because we've got Mother Nature on the ropes, all right? She is tapping out. You don't give up then. We're winning. We're winning the fight against Mother Nature. This is a stand your ground issue, all right? We got to frack the hell out of her.
We are definitely winning, if you mean by crushing the whole planet under our weight. But
you don't give up now.
But Obama's really on the right side of things, Lee. I mean, you know, here he is golfing with oil and gas executives, instrumental in building the Keystone Pipeline. At the same time, tens of thousands of people are marching at his doorstep, demanding for him to listen to halt the Keystone Pipeline. He's on our side. He's going to do the right thing, Lee.
Of course, as long as his researchers don't say that the Keystone Pipeline won't cause any problems.
Oh, yeah, what did that say?
They've already said a few times. So, yeah, as long as they don't do that, then we're fine. It's kind of amazing how, and it's not just Obama, but it's a lot of people. We can ignore climate change no matter how close. You know, now the reports are like, people are on fire in California. Like, people are on fire. And people are like,
people are spontaneously combusting.
They probably live in a fiery area, right? They're probably storing dry stuff in their homes, like old magazines and elderly people. You know, don't come knocking at our door every time some little crap goes down. Oh, Indonesia's underwater. Well, tell them to move to Outernesia.
Yeah, they're just like, move to Nebraska. We're going to be the best state.
We're going to be fine.
We'll be safe
there.
We're
winning this battle, Abby.
Lee, Peter King, Congressman Peter King, probably one of the biggest Islamophobes in the Congress right now. But you know what? He might be running for president in 2016. Perfect candidate, don't you think?
I think so. He is the anti-terrorism guy, and good for him. He is standing up against something that every year kills literally tens of Americans, all right? This is the only thing better. I'm actually holding out for the anti-bathtub guy because more people die from bathtubs, and I think someone needs to stand up against this bathtub genocide that's been going on because no one's even talking about it. You don't even hear about it.
You don't hear about it. We need a war on bathtubs. We need a war on slipping in the shower, Lee.
Yes.
You know, that should be Peter King's new motto, and I'm going to actually, I'm going to be his new campaign manager, and that's going to be my main talking point. Another big move, Janet Napolitano, former head of the Department of Homeland Security, since that's such a useful agency. She's moving over to somehow head the entire school district in California, or the university school district. Have no idea why she's qualified to do that at all.
Well, it's, you know, these people, they have to take Dramamine just to deal with the motion sickness of running the revolving door between, you know, private sector and heading massive education organizations and the government. You know, they just keep running around the system. But, you know, who's going to replace her, right? We were going to talk about that, Ray Lewis.
Oh, yeah, Ray Kelly.
Sorry, Ray Kelly.
The NYPD commissioner, the stop and frisk guy.
Ray Kelly. But I actually think that's a good idea because we now have, with the surveillance infrastructure, one of the largest, most powerful weapons in the world, like the largest surveillance infrastructure that's ever existed. And just like with the Death Star, you need an evil villain behind a powerful weapon. You put Darth Vader behind it, right? So you need this guy. You want like Rambo on a Coke binge with his finger on that button to use this thing. You can't have Janet Napolitano. You need someone vicious.
Yeah, man. I'm actually terrified with him running.
Stop and frisk. You know what's going to be awkward when he stops and frisks Obama when he first comes into the White House. That's going to be awkward. It's going to be awkward. It is. Because it is a completely racist program. 4.7% of New Yorkers are black males between 14 and 24, black or Latino. And that's like 50% of all stop and frisks.
But there's been burglaries in the area, just like Trayvon. I mean, come on, you have to stop and frisk all the black people because, you know.
Well, well, that's how you keep. That's how you keep us secure. Us being white people.
Let's move on to drones. I want to play you a clip from this local news story that I think should be getting more attention. Let's hear.
The small Colorado town considering a bold move, putting a bounty on drones, even issuing hunting licenses to shoot them down.
Philip Steele drafted a town ordinance providing unmanned aerial vehicle hunting licenses and bounties. Wouldn't that be a federal offense?
I'm going to shoot it down, ordinance or no.
Have you ever seen a drone flying over your town?
No, this is a very symbolic ordinance.
So, bounty for shooting down drones. Good idea or great idea?
Amazing reality show, all right? This is the reality showdown of the century. You've got the Orwellian Westworld Minority Report, corporate evil machine going up against the good old boy Dukes of Hazzard loving, Budweiser beer bong and shotgun wielding cowboys. That is a reality showdown I would tune in for.
Dude, this could be like a game show. There could be awards for whoever shoots down more drones. I mean, forget like these vermin hunter shows. I mean, this is where it's at.
And who says we're a country at war with ourselves, right? Except that we literally are at war with ourselves. That's, we get along like two peas in a pod when we're not trying to shoot our own aircrafts down.
Here's probably the best news of the month, Lee. The Vatican. The Pope has just declared it's going to be much harder to report on crimes, sexual crimes against children. Are we officially living in the Twilight Zone here or what?
I find this shocking because the Vatican has been so good on these issues until now. This is such a weird thing for them to do. But
Sort of left field.
I mean, I just kind of want to run up to them and go, look, we get it. You're horny, all right? But this is not a negotiable issue. There's no, let's do a little bit. This isn't ordering a pizza where you wanted tomatoes and I wanted mushrooms. They're like, well, we'll get a little bit of both. No, one side is like revolting and illegal, right. And there's no negotiation here.
Yeah,
they keep being like, well, what about a little bit of mushrooms? You're like, no.
Yeah, you're like, no rape, no raping children at all.
This is the type of thing where you can't even believe there needs to be laws against it, because we all agree. I think even Glenn Beck agrees.
There is.
Like,
apparently it's too much for him.
This is like, you can't even, there are 31 states that are laws against, it's the same idea, laws against having sex with animals. And you're like, really? Was that even you needed to ban that? Like that, to stop this plague of people having sex with animals? Like, that was
a thing, Lee. And apparently it still is. Comedian, host of the Moment of Clarity web series. Always a pleasure to have you on, man.
Thanks.